Hey, what's going on, guys? Team Fusion here, back with another video. And in today's video, I have the new Cyberdark deck. Now, very recently, a new structure deck was released that gave Cyberdarks a bunch of new support that made them compatible with Cyberdragons. So you could finally play both Cyberdragons and Cyberdark in one deck. Now, this deck doesn't focus mainly around Cyberdragons, it's kind of more about Cyberdarks. But I do run a few Cyberdragon cards just to, help this deck out a little bit. So anyway, let's get into it. Starting things off, I run 3 copies of Cyberdark Canon. Canon is your monster search. What you can do is you can discard it and then search a machine Cyberdark from your deck, which is really good. Basic search. You can search the new monster, Cyberdark Chimera. And it also has an effect while it's equipped to a monster, where if the equipped monster battles, you can send a monster from your deck to the graveyard, which can help set up your graveyard for bigger plays. Next up, I run 3 Cyberdark Claw. Similar to Cyberdark Canon, he searches a Cyberdark spell card, which can also help with the new support that we got, with the new addition of Cyberdark Realm and Cybernetic Horizon. But his equipped effect is if the equipped monster battles, you can send a monster from your extra deck to the graveyard, which can help a lot when trying to set up the new boss monster of this deck that you will see later in the video. Next up, I run 2 of every basic Cyberdark. They each have the effect of when they are normal summoned, you can equip the dragon monster from your graveyard to it. So Cannon and Claw, basically. You can just equip them to it, and they gain the attack points of the equipped monster. But they also have different battle effects. Horn allows you to do piercing. Heal burns your opponent when it destroys a monster. And Edge can attack your opponent directly, but the damage is halved. So they're not that big in this deck. Don't focus around just them. So next up, with a newer monster, Cyberdark Chimera at 2. Now what's cool about him is you can discard a spell and then search Power Bond. Just search Power Bond, which is great. And I'm pretty sure he also has an effect that allows you to fuse from the graveyard. So you can Power Bond into something big like Cyberdarkness or, Cyberdark Dragon, which is really, really cool. Now, I run 2 of the new Attachment Cyburn. Now, his effect, you can target a dragon or machine cyber monster you control and equip it to it from your hand or face up to field. And while it's an equipped card, the equipped monster gains 600 attack points. So, it's basically like a Armored Cyburn from Cyberdragons. And if the equipped card, if it's sent to the graveyard while equipped to a monster, you can target one other dragon or machine cyber monster in your graveyard and special summon it. Which can, help quite a bit. Now, getting into the few Cyberdragon cards I run 3 copies of Cyberdragon Core. Cyberdragon Core basically allows you, upon summoning, only a normal summon though, unfortunately, allows you to search any cyber card. That includes the Cyberdark cards as well, so you don't have to only search, something, for example, Cyber Emergency. You could search any of the Cyberdark cards as well. Finishing up the monsters, I have only one Cyberdragon. Very, very simple monster. If you control the monsters, what your opponent does, you can spec it from your hand. This card's been reprinted God knows how many times. Alright, going from the spells now. 3 copies of the new Cyberdark Realm. And upon activation, you can add a Cyberdark monster from your deck to your hand with a different names than the cards in your graveyard. Which, that's search power, which is still pretty good. And it also allows you to get a normal summon / set of a Cyberdark monster, which, again, pretty useful. Now, I run 3 Cybernetic Horizon. I could not find a 3rd copy, so I'm running proxy for it at the moment. It's always treated as a Cyberdark card, so you can be searched with Cyberdark Claw. And then you send 2 dragon or machine cyber monsters with different attributes to the graveyard, one from your hand and one from your deck. Then you search a dragon or machine cyber monster from your deck. So basically, you pitch 2, add to your hand 1, which, can be really useful. So you send like a Cyberdark from your hand or a Cyber Dragon from your deck to the graveyard to search. last of the three of us, I run 3 Cyber Emergency. Basically, you can search Cyber Dragon or Cyber Dragon Core. And the fun part, if this card's negated at all, you can discard a card and then put it back in your hand. So, I mean, you don't really lose it in case, you get ashed or something. I run 2 of the Cyberdark field spell, Cyberdark Inferno, which basically makes it so your Cyberdark monsters can't be destroyed by card effects while they're equipped with a monster. Which, that helps, so they have to destroy it by battle or get rid of it another way. So, yeah. I run 2 copies of Power Bond. Basically, fusion summon a fusion monster from your extra deck, using materials, and when the monster's summoned through Power Bond, its attack points are doubled. But unfortunately, at the end of the turn, you take damage equal to the attack of the monster summoned. Which, it can be a steep price, but you can get a big monster out in the field really simply. So, honestly, it's fun. I run 2 Overload Fusion, as we do have a lot of Dark Machines. Basically allows you to fusion by using monsters in your graveyard. Fusion summon a Dark Machine by using monsters in your graveyard, which, you run plenty of Dark monsters, and most of the monsters in our extra deck are, of course, Dark monsters. Wrapping up the one-offs for spells, I run 1 Cyberdark Impact. Basically just the fusion spell to summon Cyberdark Dragon. Specifically Cyberdark Dragon, which is why I only run 1. And probably one of the most fun cards in this deck. Cyber Eternal. Target a machine Cyber Fusion monster in your graveyard, return it to the extra deck, or special summon it, ignoring summoning conditions. So say if you sent Cyber End Dragon to the graveyard, you can use that to revive it. Which is, 4,000 attack points, plus piercing damage, which, equals fun. Now, I run 3 copies, as wrapping up my deck, of the new Cyberdark Invasion. So once per turn, you can activate one of the effects, target a Cyberdark effect monster you control, equip dragon or machine monster from your graveyard to it, as an equipped card that gains 1,000 attack points. So your monster gets 1,000 attack points from Cyberdark Invasion, which is really cool. So its second effect, you can send an equipped card you control to the graveyard, destroy a card your opponent controls, so it's spot removal as well. Pretty nice. Going into the extra deck now, 2 Cyber Darkness Dragon. Requires 5 Cyberdark effect monsters, which, we run plenty of Cyberdark monsters in this deck in general. So upon the summoning, you can equip the machine or dragon monster to it from your graveyard, and that gains attack equal to the equipped monster. And basically it's also negation, so you can detach the equipped monster to it to negate an effect. I run 2 of the original Cyberdark Dragon. Requires the 3 original Cyberdark monsters, Edge, Keel, and Horn. Summon him. His effect's similar, but you can only equip a dragon monster, and if he, of course, also gains the attack points of the equipped monster. He also gains a little bit of a boost, 1,000 attack points for each Cyberdark. And if he would be destroyed, you can detach the equipped monster instead. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention it as well, but the 3 original Cyberdarks also have that effect as well. I run 2 Cyber End Dragon. You're not going to summon him by himself a lot. He's kind of just send it to the graveyard so you can summon the new boss monster of this deck. But you could also use Cyber Eternal to summon him back from the graveyard to, wreak havoc. Now here's the new boss monster that I've been talking about. Cyberdark End Dragon. This card is amazing. So, you either fusion summon him through the materials, Cyberdark Dragon and Cyber End Dragon, or you can send a Cyberdark Dragon equipped with Cyber End Dragon to the, shuffle it back into the deck, I think? Or no, you tribute him, and then you summon him to the field. Now, 5,000 attack points. Also, once per turn, you can equip 1 monster from either graveyard to this card, and he gains an attack for each card equipped. Which, eventually can get really devastating. He's also unaffected by your opponent's card effects. Which, 5,000 attack points, unaffected. It's kind of, really good. Now, finishing up the extra deck, I run a small Chimera Tech thing. 1 Over Dragon, 1 Rampage Dragon, 1 Fortress Dragon, and 1 Mega Fleet Dragon. They can be really good, especially when you're sending the Cyber Dragon monsters to the graveyard, like, you know, Core or the original Cyber Dragon. You can use Overload Fusion to summon these guys out. But here's the thing with Mega Fleet Dragon. With Mega Fleet Dragon, you can't summon it out through like polymerization or normal means. Instead, it requires a Cyber Dragon and a monster in the extra monster zone. But it doesn't say a monster in your extra monster zone, meaning you can use your opponent's monster to summon Mega Fleet, which is really, really good. Alright, that has been my Cyberdark deck. If you have enjoyed it, make sure to like and subscribe. Throw a comment in the comment section below. I'll respond. Alright, bye guys.